Hare Krishna.
Hare.
So, increase the volume. So His Holiness is always disciples, the ceremony, but he is always dedicated to Sri Prabhupada. And he's always glorifying Prabhupada. And as it is announced in the scriptures, actually when the Spirit Master is glorified, so he's glorified as the representative of the Lord, and also the representative of Sri Vyasa Puja, who is the literary incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who has given the many literatures with the help of incarnation in human form for the benefit of the four conditioned souls. So to this, we also the devotees not only worshiping the Spirit Master, but it's worship also the spirit of the previous acharyas, their worship Prabhupada introduced. At the end, we do the Mangacharan of Pushpanjali, and we chant the mantras for the whole Parampara. So, recognizing the Spirit Master to be the representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of Sri Radha Krishna. So, His Holiness also, because as we know, the appearance of Maharaj Vyasa Puja in a few days, always around this time. So then he's also always combining his appearance day with the glorification of holy names, which is the Yuga Dharma. And as we know, he has established a very wonderful temple in Ujjain, one people Krishna, after he had left Raj, had gone to Madras, he had gone for some transcendental education over the Supreme Lord, is the origin of all transcendental knowledge. But just a simple example, went to Ujjain to take Shiksha, instruction from the Spirit Masters and Panmuni. So therefore, there he has established the worship of Sri Govinda and Sri Krishna Bhagavan, because they were there, and Sri Radha Mohan, because after all, in our Sampradaya, the goal is to engage in the service of Sri Radha Krishna. Also, there's a beautiful devotee there of Sandipani Muni, and there's a wonderful temple is there, and his disciples are there, his followers are there, and very nicely taking care of the temple and the seva, and wonderful preaching is going on there. And as we know, especially in the beginning years, so of his student life, he was very active in Mayapur Dham, and still now he's active, but of course mainly he's in Ujjain as his base, but he's also there active still to some extent. And not only that, but he preaches as an exemplary sannyasi all over the world. He goes to England, he has disciples there. Every year he goes to Switzerland also, he has disciples there. Several places in Europe, and goes to America, South Africa also. So very active in his preaching and inspiring so many devotees. So the pure devotee is always transcendently situated. But just to show also his wonderful qualities in the beginning, as when the devotees are joining, they may not be yet situated on the transcendental platform. They may be struggling with all the material nature. At one time, he made a statement to Prabhupada about Bhakti Charu that is always in the mode of goodness, transcendently situated. And he will, if he would come from his transcendental platform, he would come to the mode of goodness. Whereas we know sometimes as sadhakas, the modes of material nature are there, and sometimes mode of passion and mode of ignorance may be there, but the transcendental devotees are always transcendently situated. But if for some reason they may be influenced, so the great personalities, they may sometimes be the mode of goodness, and we can see his life. So he's always transcendently situated, very elegant, and we may say swan-like person. As it is explained of the devotees, they are known as Paramahamsas, swan-like person. And just like the swan, so if he has a cup or a bowl of milk, and water, he will simply take the milk and he will leave the water. Similarly, transcendental personalities in this world, they will always see Krishna everywhere and see everything related to Krishna, Krishna and everything. And so this way, they will also actually discard the material existence. So the great personalities are able to do that, always absorbing Krishna with ordinary words. So we are very honored to be here and to take part in this glorification of Maharaj and the observance of Vyasa Puja ceremony. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj ki. So we have many devotees here who are God brothers also, and friends and followers and disciples of His Holiness. So we'll ask senior devotees to say a few words. We stand with our dear President, Panchagopal, to say a few words about Maharaj.
Om Gyana Samarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Miritam Jaina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Bhakti Charu Maharaj ki. We're very fortunate to have the association of such an enlightened and dedicated follower of Srila Prabhupada. We read in Chaitanya Charitamrita when King Prataparudra, he wanted to see all the devotees, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was there, and King Prataparudra says, "Who is that?" Everyone is coming off their obeisances to Advaita Acharya. He said, "Oh, he's the topmost devotee." And who is this one? Who is that one? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is explaining different devotees. Forgive him or should we kill him? Anyway, Prataparudra Maharaj is getting more and more excited hearing the qualities of the different Vaishnavas and their characteristics and their involvement in the Sankirtan mission. And he just said, "Please go on, describe the qualities of the Vaishnavas." I've noticed that Bhakti Charu Maharaj always would appreciate others, would not falsely praise, he would praise others. And this is a symptom of Vaishnava, one who actually is giving appreciation of the transcendental qualities of other Vaishnavas. In his determination and dedication to glorify his spiritual master by making the film, a Vaicharan film, so much energy, so much time, so much effort. I remember being out in Radhakund and Govardhan when his crew was setting up for filming different episodes of the Vaicharan film. And whenever Maharaj would come into his company, he was always very gracious and very happy to see others. So we come from a line, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Lord Brahma, Narada, Vyasadeva, Madhvacharya, Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. Not that I'm skipping anyone, but I'm just saying that this is a very solid chain of disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam emang rajarshayo vidhu. So this wisdom of the Vedas given by Krishna originally in the heart of Brahma is being transmitted. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati empowered Srila Prabhupada. You go to the West and you preach this mission of Krishna consciousness. You save the fallen conditioned souls. Srila Prabhupada is arriving in Boston. He's saying, what am I doing in this place? Obviously, my Lord, you have a mission for me. You know, these people are very much immersed in the modes of ignorance and passion. How will they understand the message of Vyasadeva? How will they understand the message of self-realization, God-realization? I am here as your puppet, you make me dance as you wish. Your humble, insignificant servant. So Srila Prabhupada, with great humility and great faith and dedication to the service of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, came to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, glorified the Goswamis, glorified Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. And this glorification is also coming through his sincere followers and disciples in the same way Bhakti Charu Maharaj is following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, repeating his words and giving others, everyone an opportunity to take shelter of the Vedic process, to take shelter of this Sanatana Dharma. So we are very fortunate that we can, in Vrindavan now, to glorify such a hard-working, dedicated, exalted follower of Srila Prabhupada. And so we should feel ourselves very lucky to be hearing the qualities of Vaishnavas, appreciating the qualities of Vaishnavas, and appreciating our own good fortune for being part of this family of Krishna consciousness. So Bhakti Charu Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to ask Trikala Gyaparu to say a few words.
His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami ki jai. ये बोलने में कोई खर्च नहीं लगता है, टैक्स नहीं लगता है, फायदा मिलता है। यहाँ से और प्रेम से बोलिए, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami महाराज की जय। व्यास पूजा में बैठिए, ध्यान पूर्वक बैठिए और गुणगान की प्यार से प्रेम से करिए, तो उसमें आनंद मिलता है। So I, no matter how much I say about Bhakti Charu Swami, it's like a little spark of what he really is in here. That's how I feel, because many years I had the good opportunity to be with him in London and then in Mayapur. I think in the last 40 years I went to Mayapur meetings 26 times. And one of the unique things I saw about His Holiness was that every year during the meeting time and festival times, he is so well organized, so well pre-planned. He knows which group of devotees he wants to serve Prashadam to. And his special will take a few presidents, a few secretaries, a few GDCs, and there is special, very healthy Prashadam. And it was really nice parties. That's what kind of person. But that's why I saw him doing that. And he would not just sit down to eat with everyone and expect the server to serve. He would make sure, go and check the items that are being cooked. He knows what's on the menu. And then when it's being served, he'll also make sure that everything is being served very nicely before he sits down to take the shower with the devotees. So that was one of his unique qualities. And before I experienced all that, the very first time I met him, I was in Bhakti Manor. So it is studied like, like Papa said, so Bhakti Manor also went through many crises at different times that, age. And one time was so critical that, the temple was in heavy crisis and we didn't have a chance to see and so many things were going on. So that time Bhakti Charu Swami came along with some other leaders of the society. And one of the first things, instead of doing a meeting and saying, this is how we're going to run the temple, he said, I'm going to cook the love fish for all the devotees. So that time, we used to have like 2 love fish on Sunday. One love fish was for the devotees in the morning, and that would be around 10 o'clock. And then the second one was for the congregation, which used to be in the afternoon. And everyone was just so touched by his love for wanting to cook prasadam and give prasadam to everyone. Not only he organized the menu, not only he cooked the fish to the devotees, but he also served the prasadam to all the devotees. And he asked all the senior devotees to be involved in cooking and serving all the devotees. So this is a unique thing. Why? Because like Srila Prabhupada said that even when we are preaching out and everything fails, prasadam never fails. Prashadam never fails. A guru is not by his ashram. Acharya Srila Prabhupada showed everything by his ashram, by showing by example. And he gave that ashram to all his disciples, equally. But some are exemplary, like Bhakti Charu Swami, that he took everything like spot on seriously. Everything he took very seriously. So this was a wonderful experience that I experienced, in association with Maharaj. And then at the same time, he was giving a lecture. He was encouraging the devotees that, there was another time that the government was trying to close the temple down, and he came. So a very short notice, he came and he gave a lecture. He was talking about the power of rain. He was saying how important it is for devotees to pray to the deities. We must do our duty, like Arjuna was asked to do the duty, but he said, you must also pray to Radha Gokulananda. Every day, every morning you should pray. He said all the devotees should pray collectively. So at that time, Chandraji Prabhu was the temple president. And after the class, we all said, and we then wrote down the prayers. He asked several of us to write the prayers. And then finally we came out with a prayer, which was a very nice prayer. He said, our dear Lordship, Sri Radha Gokulananda, Sri Sitaram Swami, Sri Govindam. If you so desire, for the pleasure of your pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, please bless us to keep the temple form. And that prayer became like a wildfire throughout the world. Initially in London, and then right over the UK, and then as we travel and preach all over the world, that was a prayer we sang. And it actually works so nicely. And in his lecture, he emphasized on different great personalities praying. And then he was also emphasizing that, like, okay, we may not be great personalities, but we should also be praying for each other's welfare. We should be praying when somebody is sick. We should be praying, for our health and everything to the deities. The deities, are the personalities who can bless us. So that was a wonderful experience that I had with him. And then I have a younger brother who is also his disciple. And for many, many years, many devotees were trying to encourage them and preach to them. But it literally took them almost 20 years when they met Bhakti Charu Swami in their lifetimes. So it shows that the ability of, Bhakti Charu Swami's preaching. He just preached to them so nicely once, and they immediately, he answered, he was so patient, because my sister-in-law was very, very inquisitive, and very, very demanding. She asked tons of questions, and Maharaj was so patient. He asked every question so nicely, like I would answer a child. And then he decided, yes, now we want to become full-time devotees. They took initiation, and they are serving Radha Gokulananda, the pujaris, Vrindavan. And one more thing I'd like to say is that sitting with Bhakti Charu Swami in many different meetings in Mayapur meetings means, of course, the growth culture for this song, but at the same time it means that we resolve a lot of challenges, and some of the challenges are extraordinary, beyond like individual groups or individual temples to just resolve. And in this particular instance, the French government had very, very, I would say, graphically taken over our farmhouse in France. So in that meeting, we were discussing, and then Bhakti Charu Swami came out with a very, very unique solution as to how we can get the farmhouse back. It's a long story, but I'll cut it short that he got a group of devotees from London to buy this house from the government, and then the devotees were able to rent the farmhouse again, and we continued, our worship. Otherwise, we were out of it. So, you get a chance, go on the internet, you'll see the entire story of how we got France temple back. It was a nice, huge farming community, nice big deities, nice big deity of Lord Narasimha, and everything was taken away from us. Devotees were in there, but His Holiness, he came out with this unique solution. It was a difficult one. We had to get a group of people together, we had to get a huge amount of money together, and we had to go and get it on event. So I really, really want to thank His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami for many, many wonderful things he's done. And like I said, he wanted to put everything that each one of us put together, that tiny spot for what we actually read for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and the demonstrations. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami ki jai!
Thank you, Maharaj. So, I would like to ask one of the Indian speaking in Hindi language, Madhura Prabhu, because there are Indian devotees and they may not understand English. Or Bhima Krishna Prabhu, you speak first. And बाद में मधुरा प्रभु में आप हिंदी में कुछ बताया because some of the devotees may not understand English, so we would like to have one of the disciples to speak something in Hindi also.
Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Namane, Snigdha Cheta Sukaramita, Valmenam Chasaputam, Prabhupada Prana Moni Bhakti Charu. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept your humble obeisances to worship Prabhupada, all glories to your grace. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for engaging us at ISKCON Jain in recent years. This was possible only due to your mercy. We frequently reminisce about the exciting couple of years we spent in Gurugram, during which your regular visits were the highlights. We recollect how relaxed you felt while staying in Gurugram, as this served as a welcome break from your extremely hectic preaching schedule. We also remember some of the wonderful and relishing stories you will tell us about your early life. And not to forget those delightful early morning walks in the local park. We miss those times dearly. Memorable and charming thoughts flood in when we think of Jain and your visits there. Your sweet and mesmerizing singing, deeply rooted in devotion, the excitement and euphoria that was created when you distributed the garlands from the top of the viaduct, your deeply realized explanations that made it easy to understand the complicated religious and philosophical matters, and the ease and simplicity you answered complex questions at the end of your lectures was just awe-inspiring. These memories are laced with such nectar that they are unforgettable. The functioning of ISKCON Jain has been possible only due to your wise guidance and foresight. You wanted to do so much in Jain to spread Krishna consciousness, but unfortunately the local statutory bodies did not share your vision. But this did not stop you. You continue in your crusade to spread Srila Prabhupada's teachings and to spread ISKCON worldwide. Keeping this in mind, you have recently begun a new project in Orlando, USA, which promises to be a new hub to take Krishna consciousness forward in America. It is always just astonishing to observe your profound charismatic personality that captivates literally everyone you meet. It is your profound devotion to your Guru and Krishna that attracts one and all. Guru Maharaj, we pray that we remain attracted to you for the rest of our lives. We beg to remain your servants, Guru Krishna Das and Janavya Das.
Now, Madhura Prabhu, इधर आइए, मैं याद आ गया। तो पिछला हिंदी भाषा में बोलना है।
वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
जब मायापुर में जॉइन किया 1995, तो मैं रोज गुरु महाराज जी का भजन सुनने के लिए चले जाते थे। भजन बहुत सुंदर महाराज जी के मुख से रोज भजन सुनते थे। सुबह में एक भजन महाराज जी गा रहे थे, उसके बाद हम लोग जप करते थे गुरु महाराज के साथ 1-2 माला करके। गुरु महाराज जी उस समय और जो ट्रांसलेशन करते थे, तो कुछ समय मेरा 96 में गुरु महाराज दीक्षा प्रोग्राम किए, दीक्षा दिए, तो गुरु महाराज जी कुछ सेवा करने में मुझे सौभाग्य मिला। तो गुरु महाराज मैंने देखा गुरु महाराज निष्ठा श्रील प्रभुपाद के प्रति कितनी, हर क्षण प्रभुपाद जी के लिए एक क्षण प्रभुपाद जी के लिए देते थे। हमें से प्रभुपाद जी की प्रसन्नता के लिए सारा समय देते थे। और रात को 11-12 बजे सोते थे, फिर 2 बजे सुबह 2 बजे फिर जाग जाते थे। फिर उसके बाद 2 घंटा जब उसके राधा माता जी के दर्शन पूरा नहीं, मंगला का आधा दर्शन करके आ जाते थे। तो संसार रावण होते दर्शन करके फिर आके फिर ट्रांसलेशन, फिर 8, 9, 10 बजे तक फिर एक कप जूस लेते थे। फिर 12 बजे एक बार नाच लेते थोड़ा सा, 12-1 बजे फिर उन्होंने फिर ट्रांसलेशन। बहुत कम समय रेस्ट करते थे और क्षण किस प्रकार से समय को प्रभुपाद की सेवा में देते, हर क्षण निष्ठा कितने मुझे देखा। जब कोई मतलब निष्ठा नहीं है तो किसी कार्य में सफलता नहीं मिलती है। तो जब तक इसी प्रकार मैंने देखा गुरु महाराज इसलिए प्रभुपाद हर शिष्य अपने गुरु के प्रति कितना समर्पण, एक बहुत बड़ी मैंने हमारा जीवन में शिक्षा लेनी चाहिए। इससे एक श्रील गुरु महाराज कहते थे कि हमारे गुरु महाराज जी श्रील प्रभुपाद जी के गुरु महिमा कीर्तन करे सब। एक बार बद्रीनारायण प्रभु उस समय बद्रीनारायण प्रभु थे, इस समय बद्रीनारायण कृष्ण जब स्वामी अभी संन्यास दीक्षा में प्रभुपाद जी शिष्य एवं तिरुभाव तिथि उत्सव में उन्होंने एक प्रभुपाद जी लीला सुनाया था, बड़ा सुंदर लीला कि भार्जिनिया उस समय मंदिरों में ज़्यादा पैसा का मतलब भाव बहुत कम था, खूब कम पैसा से मंदिर का मेंटेन होता था। तो श्रील प्रभुपाद जी हर हफ्ता में कुछ पैसा लेते थे, कुछ सामान डॉलर बहुत कम पैसा मंदिर चलाने के लिए देते थे भार्जिनिया। तो भक्त लोग उस पैसा से किसी प्रकार से मतलब साधारण जीवन जीते थे। तो श्रील प्रभुपाद उस समय 8 लाख श्रील प्रभुपाद जी आए थे, तो उस समय गुरु पूजा, उस समय जहाँ प्रभुपाद जाते थे गुरु पूजा होता था। तो गुरु पूजा जब सुने कि प्रभुपाद जी आए तो भक्त लोग वहाँ से प्रभुपाद जी दर्शन करने के लिए, वहाँ प्रभुपाद जी के गुरु पूजा में भाग लेने के लिए वहाँ से आए ऐसे भारतीय कि प्रभुपाद जी जितना समय मिले प्रभुपाद जी मतलब प्राप्त करना है। तो वो लोग जब आए पैसा जेब में पैसा नहीं है, 1 पैसा नहीं है। आते समय जैसे कार से आए और रास्ता में जैसे फूल, रास्ता में जो फ्लावर फूल है वो फूल को तोड़ के सिंपल धागा से बांध के प्रभुपाद जी के लिए ले गए। प्रभुपाद जी माला चढ़ाना है, प्रभुपाद जी माला अर्पण करना है। फूल क्या बहुत कमजोर फूल, जहाँ रास्ता में जिस मैंने फूल खिलता है उस फूल को तोड़ के माला बनाया, प्रभुपाद जी को अर्पण करना है। तो प्रभुपाद जी उसमें बहुत जबरदस्त सब भक्तों वहाँ पे बहुत धनी माने व्यक्ति है, सब बहुत प्रभुपाद जी बड़े माला पहना है, बहुत और कीमती माला। और उस माला से एक माला बहुत ही कमजोर, बहुत ही मैंने कम पैसा का। तो प्रभुपाद जी जब आए भक्तों माला पहनाने के लिए सब माला उतार दिया और वो माला धारण किया और धारण करके प्रभुपाद जी वृंदावन की महिमा गाने लगे। वृंदावन की गोपियाँ कितनी भली भाली और कृष्ण के साथ मैंने सुखी करने के लिए मतलब उसकी प्रसन्नता के लिए कितना साधारण माला से तो कृष्ण को प्रसन्नता करती थी। तो इस महिमा को वृंदावन की महिमा गाते गाते प्रभुपाद जी विभोर हो गए कि भक्तों की महिमा साधारण माला से प्रभुपाद जी प्रसन्न हुए। इतने अच्छा माला सब खोल के फेंक दिया, रख दिया, तो साधारण माला से प्रभुपाद जी ने आदर दिया। इस शिक्षा लेने हैं कि प्रभुपाद जी कितना महान है। सामान्य गरीबों का जब भक्तों का स्थान नहीं है
उस किसी प्रकार से माला लाई, उसको सिगा किया और घंटों तो उसी पहन के वृंदावन की महिमा गाने लगे। तो एक प्रभुपाद जी एक बहुत बड़ा मतलब सुनने से हृदय में एक दर्द आता है कि हम कहाँ हैं, हम पैसा के किस प्रकार से बर्बाद कर रहे हैं। अब प्रभुपाद जी सामान्य प्रश्न करते हैं, सब हर पैसा एक बार जानेगा सब सुना रहे थे मायापुर में कि आखिरी समय जिस समय आखिरी समय आए, एकदम अंतिम समय प्रभुपाद जी मायापुर में आए और प्रभुपाद जी उस समय प्रणाम करते समय भक्त लोग पकड़ देते कि प्रभुपाद जी मतलब प्रणाम करें, पकड़ के प्रभुपाद प्रणाम करके उठा लेते। तो वहाँ बाबा में चारा मतलब वो स्मॉल पैसा, छोटी 10 पैसा 50 पैसा 25 पैसा फेंकते थे। प्रभुपाद जी एक पैसा उठा के आप दोनों से बक्स रखते एक पैसा। और लोग सोचे हैं सब बड़े होने वाली शिक्षा है, उसके बाद कुछ एक पैसा कुछ देर में प्रभुपाद जी कहते हैं एक पैसा तो भगवान की सेवा में जाना चाहिए। एक पैसा साधारण छोटी पैसा हो लेकिन भगवान की सेवा में जाना चाहिए। तो प्रभुपाद जी की शिक्षा हम लोग देना है कि पैसा जो अर्थ है धन है, हर पैसा को भगवत सेवा में उपयोग होना चाहिए। तो श्रील प्रभुपाद जी बहुत महान है, उनकी संग में जो जो शिष्य आए, जो उनके संदेश में सेवा करे, उस सब एक वास्तव महारत्न है। प्रभुपाद जी चुन चुन करके एक जगह से अपने भक्त संग्रह किए और अपने गुरुदेव की सेवा में युक्त किए। तो श्रील प्रभुपाद जी हर शिष्य एक एक निधि है, एक एक मतलब मणि है। इसका साम जितना प्राप्त हो जाए उतना ही हम लोग का जीवन धन्य है। श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील गुरुदेव की, श्रील समस्त वैष्णव वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।
So following the footsteps of his student master, so Prabhuji first glorified his Guru Maharaj and then glorified Srila Prabhupada. So that was also always the Guru of his Guru Maharaj, to glorify Srila Prabhupada. So now we would like to request Maharaj Prabhu to speak a few words on his witness.
Panchakapa, Kurudishra, Kipasindhu, Vayacha, Abhikara, Bhagavad, Vaishnava, Namaha. My dear friend, Bhima Krishna Prabhu, just a few minutes ago, he described Bhakti Charu Maharaj as being profoundly charismatic. Profound means in a very, very deep way, in a big way. And charismatic means very attractive, having many attractive qualities. And this completely describes Bhakti Charu Maharaj. He is a most attractive person. Just a few days ago, I was reading a conversation where Srila Prabhupada was talking to a reporter, a newspaper reporter. The reporter asked, what are the qualities of a devotee? Srila Prabhupada said, a devotee, he is always a complete gentleman. He says, of course, in Kali Yuga, gentlemen are very few and far between. But a devotee is always a complete gentleman. Bhakti Charu Maharaj is a wonderful example of a Vaishnava gentleman. A wonderful example. He is so attractive. When he comes to London, where that's my temple, when he comes to London, the devotees there have him meet, have him interact with the highest members of English society. with members of parliament, with business people, with people of Indian origin who have done very well, have been very successful in England. These are the people who they have Bhakti Charu Maharaj interact with, because he deals with everyone so nicely. One time, just for my own amusement, he had given class at Bhaktivedanta Manor in the morning. He got up from the Vyasa and I set the timer on my watch. I was just chanting my rounds. I had a free morning, and I was just chanting and one by one, people came up to speak to him, families, introduce their children, people telling of their projects and so many things. From where his car was parked, in the Bhaktivedanta Manor car park, was, I would say, not more than 200 meters. It took 2.5 hours before the car drove away. For 2.5 hours, people just stood and he just talked to one person after the other in a very, very wonderful, engaging way. He is a very, very kind person. Very, extremely kind. And I have a personal example of this kindness. It was 30 years ago. I came with my family to Vrindavan. We came with 4 children. We stayed in Vrindavan for some time, then we went to Mayapur. The oldest boy, he was about 10 or 12 at the time. This is 30 years ago. He spent the whole time at Gurukul Maharaj's campus. He went there early in the morning as the sun was coming up, and he came back late at night. For a whole month he was there every day with the boys. About 3 weeks into our month-long stay, he said to me, he said, I really want to go to Gurukul here. I said, okay, let me make some inquiries. So I asked a few people. They said, Smarahari, there's no vacancies. In fact, they've just had a Gurukul meeting, and they've made a resolution that they're not going to accept any more admissions, and there's a waiting list, but they're not going to accept anyone more until they get a new ashram teacher and a new ashram facility. A new room for the kids. I said, okay, fine. So I explained to them there was no room and he couldn't stay. A few days later, the principal, he came to me and said, your son wants to join the Gurukul. And I said, yeah, but I understand that there's no space and that's okay. We just came on holiday, pilgrimage. We'll make a formal application just for later. He said, no, it's okay, there's space. Can he stay now? We can... And I was very surprised. So I made some inquiries. So, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, somehow or other, had heard that I was inquiring about putting my son into the Gurukul. And he said, okay. So he convened a Gurukul meeting with the principals, the teachers, and so on, and said, okay, Smarahari Prabhu, he wants to put his son into school, how can we manage this? And I said, Maharaj, just a few days ago we made a resolution that there wasn't going to be any more admissions. He said, no, I'm perfectly aware of this, but this is a different new circumstance. How can we put him in? So the way that it worked out, they talked backwards and forwards for half an hour, and the final solution was that Bhakti Charu Maharaj personally would have 2 of the elder Gurukul boys stay with him in his room, sleep there with him. And this would free up, down the chain, a space for a boy. And he stayed there. He stayed there for a year or 2 years. He was very, very happy, the best time of his life. But that was just such an act of kindness of Bhakti Charu Maharaj So because of that act of kindness, I view him through that perspective, and I continually see him doing acts of kindness. The children at Bhaktivedanta Manor, when he learns of their birthday, he buys them little presents for the little children. They're just simple little things. He buys them presents. He's a most amazing person, a gentleman in every respect, and an ocean of wonderful qualities. I am from London. In London, a person who has wonderful qualities is called a jewel. We have that expression, she's a jewel of a woman, he's a jewel of a devotee. The most precious type of jewel is said to be the diamond. A person, a term of an endearment, a nice thing to say to someone, to say about him, is to describe him as a geezer. He's a geezer. And the highest compliment a person can be given in London, in the colloquial English language, is to describe a person as a diamond geezer. There is no higher description in contemporary English in London today than to proclaim a person to be a diamond geezer. Bhakti Charu Maharaj, whichever way you look at it, so many people, if they know the term, they will proclaim him to be a diamond geezer. So, Bhakti Charu Maharaj's Pranam Prabhu. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Srimate, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Iti Namane, Diamond Geezer. So, if any of you say this, and people say, well, what is this? Where did you, is that Sanskrit? What are you saying? Say, no. In London, we've had it on the authority of Smara Hari Prabhu that Bhakti Charu Maharaj is one diamond geezer. Bhakti Charu Maharaj ki Jai! Thank you very much.
Now we would like to ask Prabhu to say a few words. If anybody else is here who wants to say something, they can come forward. After we will ask Yamuna Puyanabiji to say a few words. You want to say a few words?
Hare Krishna. Everyone who knows Bhakti Charu Swami knows that, as we've heard, he is the quintessence of gentleman and highly cultured Vaishnava. Very, very impressive. I mean, if the judge of a devotee is his character, then the gold standard is Bhakti Charu Swami. I should say that the highest praise that I can give to any devotee of this time is to say that he's an exemplary, perfectly exemplary disciple of his divine graces, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And Bhakti Charu Swami is particularly known for this. He came to ISKCON at a time when there were very few Indian people coming forward to surrender their lives to Srila Prabhupada, and that's exactly what he did. And he immediately became part of Srila Prabhupada's inner circle, and immediately won Srila Prabhupada's heart, and has spread Krishna consciousness in so many ways for the last 40 years, nearly half a century. Recently I was in Bangladesh, and I was appreciating the great service that Maharaj has done in editing and translating Srila Prabhupada's books in the Bengali language. That's sometimes something that's overlooked, but it's a very, very wonderful contribution that he's made to the world of Bengali speakers, which is a very large one. So I don't want to say too much. There are many people here who have greater appreciation than I can. But I do want to humbly offer my respectful obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of Bhakti Charu Swami, and pray that someday I can have some little semblance of the devotion that he has so admirably and consistently displayed at the lotus feet of his own spiritual master, our own spiritual master, with divine grace, A.C. Bhakti Swami Shakur. Bhakti Charu Swami ki.
Thank you very much.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Krishna Bhakti Swami Namo Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhakti Swami. I'm a little surprised that I've just been caught on the spot. I didn't think that. I thought my husband that would suffice. But at the same time, this is such a wonderful opportunity to glorify such an exalted Vaishnava like His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. Can you hear me at the back? Okay. So, Prabhuji, my husband, he spoke about memories of Gurgaon, and I was also reminiscing those today, and many times they're totally etched in my heart, because both of us got such a wonderful opportunity to serve Guru Maharaj. Just one small thing from that was, like what you were saying, that he would be so relaxed. When I would cook, I felt such great fortune. I was so nervous because I don't consider myself a big cook, but when Maharaj would come and stay there, and he would unwind in a way, or just take some time out, and many devotees would come to see him too. And I would try to cook different things for him. I remember he was on a certain diet at that time. So after Maharaj had his prasad, and after all the devotees had his prasad, when I would sit down, he would look from behind to see, am I getting everything as well? And he would tell one of his personal servants to make sure that Jamuna Priya gets fed nicely. I found that very, very, I was very touched by Maharaj's gesture. I'm just trying to now, I don't have words to glorify Maharaj. Like all of us know, this is not hidden from anybody, how much of a Prabhupada man. I call Maharaj Guru Maharaj also. I consider that my great fortune, that though I'm His Holiness Vyasa Swami Maharaj's disciple, I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with my Guru Maharaj's, Bhakti Charu Maharaj's disciples also. So I found him to be such a dedicated Prabhupada man. For me, he thinks, he breathes Prabhupada, he dreams about serving Prabhupada. All his projects have been about how to serve Prabhupada better. He's such a visionary, as all of us know. He sees ahead, so far ahead, and he always thinks about various wonderful ways, projects of serving Srila Prabhupada. Like it was mentioned that he's now with the Orlando project. I remember once how Maharaj was saying to me that he has this desire to open to make such an arrangement for the youth. He's so concerned about the youth always. So he wanted to have a project where he could have, it was an IT project actually, and then Maharaj said to me that the reason he's trying to open this is because a lot of the youth is now more inclined towards computers and IT technology. So he wanted to open this IT park so that he could have all the ISKCON youth come and work there and offer their creative intelligence and their services within ISKCON rather than have to work outside. I think I pretty much covered what I was going to say. But yes, Maharaj is such a gentleman, so refined in his qualities, exquisite, and very, very gracious. The way his dealings are with different individuals, no matter whatever their background might be, or whatever their age group might be, he manages to go deep inside and touch their hearts so that they can never forget. And I'm very grateful to Maharaj that me and my husband Prabhuji, we were in England, and we were thinking that we would like to move to India at some time. In fact, I took time out of work, and Prabhuji was full-time in the temple, and we kind of came and stayed in India for a few months to see if we would be able to take this step, because we had been living in England for so long. And so we said, yes, we would, yeah, this is very nice, we would like to move to India, but we never took that step. Till Maharaj just one fine day said to Prabhuji that I want you to come to Ujjain and serve in the Ujjain project. And we very quickly wrapped up our situation in England and moved to India, and I thank Maharaj for giving such an instruction, and since then we've never had to leave. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Thank you.
Now we ask Sarvanya Prabhu to speak some words in Hindi, so those who don't understand in English can be also enlightened in hearing the glories of Bhakti Charu Maharaj in Hindi.
चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति चारु स्वामी महाराज स्वामी के नाम में। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी के नाम में। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी को वाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी आचार्य शरणे। His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami महाराज की जय। महाराष्ट्र का ये 74वां आविर्भाव उत्सव हम लोग मना रहे हैं। 17 सितंबर को अभी उज्जैन में बहुत बड़ा उत्सव हर्षोल्लास के साथ मनाया गया था। महाराष्ट्र 17 सितंबर 1945 को महाराष्ट्र का आविर्भाव है और ईस्ट बंगाल के अंदर में वहाँ प्रकट हुए थे, जिसे हम लोग बांग्लादेश कहते हैं। महाराष्ट्र 1970 में जब जर्मनी में थे तब उन्होंने वैदिक लिटरेचर कुछ पढ़े थे। उसके बाद में महाराष्ट्र ने सोचा था कि मुझे इस्कॉन से जुड़ना है, और इस वजह से वो यहाँ पर भारत में मायापुर में आए और प्रभुपाद जी से संपर्क किया और 1976 में वो इस्कॉन संस्था से जुड़े। महाराष्ट्र का दीक्षा, प्रथम दीक्षा हरिनाम दीक्षा तथा सेकंड इनिशियल 1977 में हुआ, और उसके बाद में संन्यास दीक्षा 1977 के अंदर में यहाँ वृंदावन धाम में हुआ। महाराज जी अभी जीबीसी हैं तथा दीक्षा गुरु हैं। महाराज जी के ऊपर जिम्मेदारी थी कि अपने जो वैदिक ग्रंथ हैं उनको बांग्ला के अंदर में ट्रांसलेट करने का, और महाराज जी ने बहुत समय लगा करके बहुत तन्मयता के साथ में ग्रंथों को बांग्ला लिपि के अंदर में प्रकाशित किया। महाराज श्री 1990 में आपने सुना होगा कि प्रभुपाद जी के ऊपर सीरियल बनाए थे अभय चरण। 100 एपिसोड के अंदर ये 1990 के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा महाराष्ट्र का अथक प्रयास था उस सीरियल को बनाने में और उसको पब्लिश करने के अंदर। डॉक्यूमेंट्री जो थी उसको प्रोड्यूस किया। सबसे बड़ा अचीवमेंट एक और जो सुनने में आया, जो मैंने सुना है वैष्णव के मुखार से, उज्जैन का जो मंदिर है, बहुत भव्य मंदिर, 10 महीने के अंदर अंदर में महाराष्ट्र ने उसको जनता की सेवा के लिए उसको कंप्लीट किया। प्राय हम लोग देखते हैं कि छोटा सा मकान बनाते हैं तो 10 महीने नहीं, कम से छोटे से मकान के अंदर में भी 2 साल लग जाते हैं, लेकिन इतना बड़ा भव्य मंदिर को अगर 10 महीने में अगर कंप्लीट करते हैं, जिसके लिए अवार्ड भी मिला है, तो ये महाराष्ट्र की प्रेरणा का ही प्रताप है। महाराष्ट्र से ज़्यादा मैं संपर्क में तो नहीं हूँ, लेकिन एक बार की बात है, 3 साल पहले महाराष्ट्र का लेक्चर ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा में चीर घाट पर था, तो मैं भी रोज़ जाता हूँ वहाँ पर ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा में, क्योंकि कुछ एक्यूप्रेशर का ट्रीटमेंट देने के हिसाब से। तो इत्तेफाक से महाराष्ट्र के साथ में मुझे सानिध्य मिला। तो ये रास्ता इतना खराब था कि महाराष्ट्र केवल यहाँ से 4-5 किलोमीटर दूर गए तो महाराष्ट्र बोल रहे हैं बहुत ज़्यादा ऊंचा नीचा है, जाने में बड़ी दिक्कत आ रही है, कितना दूर है, कैसे पहुँचेंगे। लेकिन जब महाराष्ट्र को ये बताया गया कि वहाँ पर उज्जैन से भी कई भक्त आए हैं महाराष्ट्र को सुनने के लिए और वहाँ ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा के भक्त भी महाराष्ट्र की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं, तो इतना कष्ट सहने के बाद में भी महाराष्ट्र ने कहा नहीं चलिए, पहले तो वो सोचेगा मैं लौट जाऊँ वापस वृंदावन, लेकिन होगा नहीं ठीक है अभी मेरे को जाना ही चाहिए, और महाराष्ट्र ब्रजमंडल परिक्रमा में गए इतना कष्ट सह करके। तो ये महाराष्ट्र की उदारता है। जब हम लोग 40वां सालिया मना रहे थे अपने इस्कॉन मंदिर का, भक्ति चारू स्वामी महाराज के साथ में उनके डिसाइपल आए थे, मैंने देखा कि कितना रेनोन्सिएशन उनके शिष्यों में भी देखा है, क्योंकि जिस हिसाब से इतनी क्वालिटीज अगर कोई अपने गुरु में देखता है तो शिष्यों में भी स्वाभाविक तौर से आ जाती है। तो उन्होंने 2 करोड़ रुपए यहाँ राधा श्याम सुंदर जी के राजभोग के लिए यहाँ प्रसादन की सेवा में दिया, क्योंकि उस व्यवस्था के अंदर में मैं यहाँ देख रहा था, मैंने सुना महाराष्ट्र के मुखारबिंद से, मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य लगा। और एक उनके शिष्य हैं लक्ष्मी नारायण प्रभु, उन्होंने भी टीओ भूमि के लिए भी काफ़ी योगदान दिया। तो इस पावन दिवस पर महाराष्ट्र के चरण कमलों में यही प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि कृपया आप हमारे ऊपर कृपा बनाए रखें, ताकि हम लोग भी अपने गुरु महाराज को प्रसन्न कर सकें, और जब गुरु को प्रसन्न करेंगे तो प्रभुपाद जी प्रसन्न होंगे और स्वतः भगवान कृष्ण को प्रसन्न कर सकेंगे। हरे कृष्ण।
हरि बोल।
भक्ति चारू स्वामी महाराज की जय।
So, any disciples who would like to come and speak a few words on behalf of उनके शिष्य को आप आइए और कुछ सब बताइए। माता जी लोग दे रखी। राजविलास करूँ जो कुछ सब बताइए। चित्ररंजन महाराज के शिष्य चित्ररंजन निवेदिका और माता जी so we still have some time. Our board offering is going on, and after that so we have Pushpanjali. And we have after the Pushpanjali, we have Bhakti Charu Swami. So you can see the devotees here with a very nice stage with Maharaj offered a nice offering. The devotees have cooked and offered to the deities. So Lord Krishna Guru, दो सब बताएंगे, गुरुराज के गुणगान दो सब बताएंगे। आइए one of the disciples of His Holiness, so from Bengal, and he's serving here at the department for more than 20 years. I was in Singapore Pujaris, so I would say a few words. Hindi or Bengali, whatever is convenient for him. Hindi na yung background na problem. Bangla में बोलो, Bangla में. He is speaking in Bengali. Many of the disciples, of course, of Maharaj, they are from Bengal, so they will be happy to hear a few words of English.
मैं जैसे ये लोगों ने श्रीमती भक्ति चारू स्वामी के नाम संगीता जी का सुखमन करवाने में गोपालों प्रणाम मम्मी भक्ति चारू करता हूँ। मैं गुरु महाराज का चरणों में सर्वप्रथम मेरा दंडवत प्रणाम निवेदन करता हूँ, क्योंकि गुरु महाराज का कृपा से मैं आज जिंदा हूँ। मैं किसी सेवा करता हूँ।
Actually, he's very learned devotee, because his speech is very well, but you can see that the Bengali devotees have so much love and emotions for their Maharaj, and of course for the Lord. It is very wonderful. So we have some of the Mataji. Mataji? Are you? Aishwarya Radhika, Devidas.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति चारु स्वामी नामिने स्निग्धचेत सुप्रवीण वाग्मितांशरसा पूजा प्रभुपाद पदप्राणोमि भक्ति चारु पर नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात वृंदावन में आके फिर गुरु महाराज के बारे में बोलना इतने सारे सीनियर डिवोटीज के सामने बहुत मेरे लिए बहुत डरावनी बात है। सो प्लीज़ फॉरगिव मी इफ आई डिड एनी मिस्टेक। मेरा भक्ति जीवन का शुरुआती हुआ है गुरु महाराज की कृपा से। 2002 में मैं मुंबई में गई थी प्लेबैक सिंगर बनने के लिए, और गुरु महाराज ने मुझे वहाँ से पकड़ के लेकर आए यही बोल सकते हैं। गुरु महाराज जब मैं कीर्तन कर रही थी मंदिर में, राधा हज़ारे जी की मंदिर में, तब गुरु महाराज वहाँ पे आए भगवान को दर्शन करने के लिए, और वो मेरे ऊपर मुझे देखे, और उनका जो दृश्य था मेरे ऊपर, बंगाली में एक वाक्य है, दर्शने पवित्र करो यही तुम्हार गुण। तो मैं तब डिवोटी भी नहीं थी, और मुझे हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र कीर्तन करना भी नहीं आता था। जब मैंने गुरु महाराज को देखा, वो हंसते हुए मेरे ओर देख रहे थे और मैं कीर्तन कर रही थी, तो आई डोंट नो समथिंग हैपेंड इनसाइड, मुझे मेरे अंदर कुछ हुआ, और फिर मैं गुरु महाराज के पीछे कीर्तन, गुरु महाराज दर्शन करके चले गए। मैं उनके पीछे भागते हुए ऊपर गई जब जहाँ वो ठहरे हुए थे, और वहाँ गुरु महाराज ने मुझे पहली बार पूछा कि तुम बहुत अच्छी गाती हो, तो तुम श्रीमती राधा रानी के लिए क्यों नहीं गाती? मैंने गुरु महाराज से कहा कि आई डोंट नो हाउ टू सिंग फॉर श्रीमती राधा रानी, मुझे नहीं पता है कि राधा रानी के लिए कैसे गाते हैं। लेकिन गुरु महाराज, उसके बाद गुरु महाराज ने कहा कि आई विल टीच यू, मैं तुमको सिखाऊंगा कैसे गाते हैं। फिर उन्होंने मुझे नेक्स्ट दिन बुलाया और वो था भागवतम क्लास, श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास, देवकी वल्लभा वास्ते है, शी नोज समथिंग। तो फिर गुरु महाराज का भागवतम क्लास में गुरु महाराज को पहली बार सुनने को मिला, वो जय राधा माधव गा रहे थे और उसमें इतना मिठास था कि मेरी ज़िंदगी वहाँ से पूरा बदल गई। मैं प्लेबैक सिंगिंग करने का इच्छा वहाँ छोड़ दिया और फिर गुरु महाराज के पीछे 2002 के एंड में ही मैं कोलकाता वापस आ गई और तब से काफ़ी बार गुरु महाराज से सिर्फ मिले ही नहीं, काफ़ी साल बीत चुके हैं। गुरु महाराज की छाया में मैं पल के बड़ी हो चुकी हूँ। आज गुरु महाराज के पास से मैं वृंदावन में आ गई। मतलब मुंबई से वृंदावन आना तो इम्पॉसिबल था, लेकिन जो वैष्णव है उनकी कृपा से कहाँ पतित जी कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच जाते हैं। तो मेरा जीवन की जो लक्ष्य था वो तो कुछ और अलग ही था, लेकिन आज वो शुद्ध वैष्णव के वो जो दर्शन है, वो दर्शन मात्र नहीं, मेरे जीवन को वृंदावन में भक्तों के सामने प्रभुपाद के यहाँ आने का मौका मुझे मिल गई। अभी गुरु महाराज से ही निवेदन है कि मुझे वो शक्ति दे कि मैं और आगे उनकी सेवा में और आगे उत्साहित होकर उनकी सेवा में आगे बढ़ पाऊँ और श्रील प्रभुपाद को बहुत अच्छी तरह से सेवा कर पाऊँ। और आप सबकी आशीर्वाद की कामना करती हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Today on this most auspicious occasion of Vyasa Puja of my Guru Maharaj, temple pronounced to all the Vaishnavas over here. I was very, very fortunate to have the mercy of my Guru Maharaj in Bombay. I was born and brought up in Rasbihari Temple in Bombay. And as children, Guru Maharaj used to always encourage us and used to take us for kirtans and short picnics. He was always there, and I remember when he had come out with the Prabhupada movie, Bhakti Charu. So we got an opportunity to serve him, and at that time I was very little, like I was just like 6-7 years old. And he asked my parents that we could be part of the Bhakti Charu movie, and I was acting as Abel's sister. He took me in that role, and years later I was so like I was inspired by his bhajans and kirtans, and then I took initiation from him. I was just wondering how Krishna arranges everything. Like from beginning, I had some connection with Guru Maharaj, like serving him through Abhayachala and being with him. And one thing I always remember, like Guru Maharaj is always keeping us and guiding us towards Prabhupada. And I'm so grateful today that I thank him from the bottom of my heart that he's keeping me always connected to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much.
Prabhu will say a few words.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatinamrasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
So thank you for this opportunity that you have given me, and today I'm fortunate that I can serve Maharaj on this occasion that we are celebrating his Vyasa Puja. I have a lot of memories of Maharaj since childhood. I came to Krishna consciousness, and we have seen him like from a long time in Calcutta temple, in Mayapur, in Vrindavan, and many beautiful memories are there. I'll share a few. When I first met him, I was very young. There was a seminar going on in the Calcutta temple. That was long back in the 90s, and he came and he was talking about, he was addressing to the youths. There was like a youth forum. We had a Bhakti youth service. So that time he was giving a lecture there. And I was one of them. I liked his lecture. I could hear his English, how beautifully he used to articulate each and every word. And I was very impressed. And I was like a schoolboy at that time. I saw him, and then I felt very inspired. And so we had a personal session where we were asking questions. And he said that, how many of you want to go back to Godhead? I was like very interested. I said, yes, myself. And then few of us, we were there, like, we want to go to Godhead. And then you have to chant. You have to take the process of chanting Hare Krishna, and you have to stick to it. So then our friends, like we were discussing, that sticking to it means a little too much. I was thinking that because I was more into Christianity, I was studying the Bible in the missionary school at that time. I was thinking that if you don't stick to it, then you don't get it. There is an instruction in the Bible also, like, if you don't knock, it will not be open unto you. If you knock, it will be open unto you. So he said this, and I came back to the temple and I asked for him. Definitely he was not there at that time, so he left Calcutta temple, he went somewhere else. And then I was waiting, so when is he going to come back? Somehow it didn't happen then. But later on, the relationship became more nice when I came in contact with my Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja. And then I used to go to Mayapur, and then he used to arrange for Vaishnava Seva during the GBC meetings. He used to arrange for Vaishnava Seva. All the GBCs used to take prasad in his quarters sometimes. And very elaborate arrangement. And once Srila Gurudev called me and told me that, you see, if you want to learn Vaishnava etiquette and how to serve the Vaishnavas, you should go to Bhakti Charu Swami. You should learn from him. You see how he is diligently serving all the Vaishnavas. Yes. And Maharaj's room was just above my Guru Maharaj's room, like in Conch building. And time and again, I used to go up and down to his kitchen to get things for, because I didn't know how to cook. But there was another brother of ours, he was cooking Gopal Raj food, and he used to ask me to go and get things, masala or some salt or something like that from his kitchen. So they were like very generous, and I used to go in. And one day I went there with a small bowl, and then I saw him coming out from his room. So I was going into the kitchen. I don't know how many of you have seen his quarters. And he said that, oh, what are you doing here? I said, Maharaj, I came to take some salt. He said, oh, okay, please go ahead. So it was like, he could understand, like, I have come for my Guru's Seva. And afterwards, like, so many different occasions.